Newspaper the same.
Yeah, because right. They're not used to arguing the contents of the project and the agreement, the contract.
Final conclusion is I think Japanese cannot stop waging war against America, but this is just actually the Japanese need to more patient to negotiate with the American government. Then if we can avoid war. We could avoid war. This is before Pearl Harbor.
Right.
So some people, of course, some people wanted to start war against America.
Right. And what was their interest? Just to
interesting. Maybe I think not majority opinion, but my guess is Navy want to get power against Army. If Army is going to if the current don't attack Pearl Harbor, Navy cannot get power balance against Army. The Japanese, as you know, sea, land, air budget is separated by each group, right? So Army want to get more power, so they try to battle on the sea instead of on the land. Right. Instead of in China, they want to battle in Pacific Ocean, so Navy can get more budget. They prepared Pearl Harbor by Navy, so Navy get more priorities than Army. They saw, so that's the reason they wanted to attack Pearl Harbor instead of invading China. They want to get more money rather than Army. And this Pearl Harbor attacking idea didn't come up at that year, in the early that year. They don't have none of those ideas coming up, but Navy tried to push it hard. They didn't consider for the countrywide. They only consider focus on the Navy.
That's quite bizarre.
Yeah. That's right. And also the Japanese government negotiator are so weak against America. They at a certain point they gave up. But should not give up. Should continue for negotiating with America. Because if you're going to consider for the polling in the United States, easy to understand. American people don't want to wage war.
Right. But at the same time, I can easily see that if for example, the people at the Navy, they had their own interests, that they would easily create a campaign against the negotiators and say they are not getting anywhere, they're not achieving anything, we need to take different steps, and use the fact that they're not making progress to create alternative strategies.
Yeah, exactly. If they just only try to focus on the Indochina invasion, maybe they cannot do a lot of things in Indochina. Only just beat British gunship. That's all. So they don't have big budget comparing Army. So the other Japanese people's bad thing is, in the current day, defense force is the same. They try to balance Army, Navy, Air Force.
Right. Didn't they have an equal budget?
Yeah, they are always. The current battle is Army. We don't need so much Army.
Right.
We need Navy and Air Force. Not Navy, not Army, but they try to equally separate their budget. This is Japanese way. So that's the reason. My reason is why they try to attack Pearl Harbor. They don't consider for countrywide decision. They just only focus on Navy power.
But so did they actually consider that they needed extra budget compared to, or would they just also increase the share for the army?
Yeah, that's right. If they're going to win against American Navy, they can get more budget rather than army. Aircraft carriers, more gunship, they can offer the budget for Japanese government. Navy is just only people there, soldiers, right?
Right.
So army is more investment oriented. Sort of background, but my opinion is current Abenomics the same. They need to against what is the right decision. Who's going to against his opinion, and they must be patient. Keep saying, don't do wrong decision. Don't do wrong decision. And Japanese people discarded at certain level. Okay, we're going to defeat it, but no way to wage war. This is not good decision. Okay, distribute mask. This is not good decision. Stop it. Whatever happened. So kind of Japanese people, very weak-minded, just easy compromise. What's going on? This is continue until now.
But it seems to be more important to have kind of consensus than to be right or to be wrong.
Exactly, inside, outside, both. Especially Japanese so weak, negotiation outside. Get consensus among non-Japanese people is so weak, right?
Right.
Japanese must not be reluctant to talk with overseas people, but many Japanese people don't want to talk with overseas people to settle down what they think, what they want.
Right. Well, at the same time, I think there's also a lot of Western people who are not familiar or comfortable with this idea of getting consensus prior to a meeting.
Yeah, especially Japanese talking they're just always skeptical what they're thinking about. The reason is simple. Japanese usually they don't talk with overseas people, so they suddenly start to talk about weird opinion. Weird. What else skeptical talking are you talking? Start to talking. Nobody understand. So they could not start for discussion. Because overseas people, they don't have background of this Japanese talking about. If we have discussion like you, we are talking about every week, okay, we can make consensus easily. But our case is very few, right? Do you agree?
Yeah, I do. It's a process that I think it's very political, not very democratic. We are not discussing about the merits of the proposal, but more.
Yeah, political, and also we need to consider for multicultural. This is not political, multicultural. How to compromise, how to exchange opinion, how to persuade, how to give them understanding my thought, Japanese thought. Nobody never tried to ask them to Japanese thinking approach or Japanese analytical approach. Nobody explained the information among them. So many people misunderstand. G7, G20, nobody understands Japanese paper.
Japanese paper?
Paper. No, paper, information.
Oh.
They don't understand what this means. Okay, one example is coronavirus. Okay, Westerners or Chinese coronavirus, this is infected people, dead people, very different from Japan. Very different from Japan. Right? Death toll is very few. Infected
Right.
people is very few.
Apparently.
And many people is doubt. How come?
You're not doubting?
No doubt. Because I just, Japanese people know English because this is our structure, family structure, social structure, different from the rest of the world.
Why all of a sudden we started to panic?
No, Japanese people don't shake hands. We usually have social distance.
Mhm.
And elder people never go out from house. They stay home. They don't live up with old people, younger people. Already families separated, not like Italy, Spain. So they stole few, and infected people few because not like Western people lifestyle is different. Korea is very similar to us.
In which sense?
But none of Japanese explain outside Japan. So it means overseas people, Westerners people, very skeptical eyes for us.
So,
We need to explain them.
right.
What's the difference among you and us? As you know, Japanese is not big family. Elder people are living alone, or 30% of single older people live alone, right? And they don't go outside. It means not infected. Italy or just Spain or America, they meet grandfather, grandmother, and kissing and whole hugging, so they influenced. Infected.
Yeah, it's not. Not at the moment. I think they're very, very serious about not getting infected.
But you shake hand, right?
I don't think they do at the moment.
But until 2 weeks ago, everybody shake hand, hugging, kissing.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But 2 weeks ago, now it's 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks later, death toll getting higher in New York City. Because that's what they did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
My guess is a week later, death toll will decline. Now they understand. Now they are wearing masks. Now they are social distance. Right? So sort of explanation, Japanese people never speak up overseas people. We should do that. So we try to get them who we are instead of skeptical people. They just guess Japanese are skeptical. Right? They just concede something? No, not concede. This is what we need to exchange in communication with them. This is the same as comfort woman, the same as like Manchuria, the same as World War II or invasion in China. Of course, World War II is American military concealed everything. What happened in World War II? We didn't study anything. Everything Japanese people are war. Japanese soldiers the best thing. But we need to consider more. We try to dig into detail about what the history was.
Okay, that actually is a good starting point for the next video.
Okay, so what is it?
Let me get it. So I think this is very interesting. Oh, sorry. not entirely.
By the way, I can see your eyes, not nose and mouth.
Because I was yawning. Okay, this is actually. Sorry. Is better?
Yeah, better, much better. Okay. Okay, let me see.
While you get it, I will get another cup of coffee.
Okay. I wait for you. いや、眠そうな顔して。寝てんじゃない君は。エドも寝てたよ、今。喋ってても寝てたよ、こいつ。俺今日元気なの。戦争の話だから。木本もなんか眠そうな顔してた。やっぱり集まっていないと眠くなっちゃうんだよね。wait, just wait. Kimoto is going somewhere. Yano he's sleepy.
Sleepy today, so.
Maybe drink too much last night, right?
Yeah, last night I had an online party.
Oh yeah, might be.
Yeah. So online party with music and drinks. So. Yeah, I organized kind of a get together.
Really? It's good, great. Yano drink go outside somewhere, right?
No. I don't believe it. Japanese believe in their own superiority because of inheritance, and what they're also claiming is that being a soldier is the highest position you can get in Japan. What is your view of that narrative? That's how it was perceived in the States in times of war.
I didn't see this video. It's a good one.
Right. It really tries to explain. It's really an outside perspective on Japanese culture, and they go in detail, and they use actually footage and materials carefully selected. So I thought it was a very good one. But as Japanese, what is your impression? What do you agree and disagree with in terms of the viewpoints portrayed in this video?
Oh, this one?
Yes. For example, first of all, the position of the military. Who were these soldiers? And did they really think it was an honor to be part of this of the Japanese military? And is there any link with samurai or not?
Yes, a link in samurai. First of all, the big difference is American soldiers and Japanese soldiers never allowed to be hostage. Whenever he's getting hostage, and sooner the better he will going to be killed himself. Do you know that many people at Iwo Jima, several people, not 100, several people were arrested by American army, and they brought to the States, San Francisco, and finally Texas or somewhere. And 1 year later, they returned back to Japan to release, right? And I don't know how many people, but finally, just before arriving at Yokohama Port, right. Five people before arriving, jumped into the sea to be killed by himself. To be killed by themselves because
Right.
they feel they are ashamed of being hostage.
Right.
Just before arriving at Yokohama port, 5 people killed by themselves. Even I can't believe it. How come they're just coming back to Japan? Why they should kill by themselves?
Obviously,
Five
they
of
were
them.
very afraid that they kind of like broke the code by being captured and not taking their own lives, which was against the military directive.
No, they are personal owner. Their owner. They don't want to lose their owner.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Okay. So this is an interesting perspective. So you say that's ridiculous.
This soldier's
Why-
spirit. This soldier's spirit, harakiri.
Right. But where does it come from? Because actually, these guys, most of these soldiers, they were like regular farmers or factory workers or people who were not.
Basically their base is Confucianism, just self-respect.